introduce us, 1 to 2 minutes, then followed by your presentation, and then we can move on to our expert for the question and answer. Okay,
sure.
Samir, you can
Yes,
start.
hello, good morning and welcome everyone to another episode of District Response. I'm your host Samir, and today we have Dr. Richa Verma, Deputy Commissioner of Kullu District, Himachal Pradesh. And Dr. Richa Verma is an officer of Indian Administrative Service 2012 batch from Himachal Pradesh cadre. She is also a qualified dentist. Before joining as a Deputy Commissioner Kullu, she has worked on key posts like Deputy Commissioner Hamirpur, Additional Deputy Commissioner Kangra at Dharmshala, and Subdivisional Magistrate Civil at Nahan and Dalhousie. And on the panel, we have Mr. G.B. Panda sir, former advisor Planning Commission, and Mr. Nirmal Bansal, Senior Fellow, Scotch Development Foundation, and Mr. Deepak Dalal sir, Chief Management Officer, Scotch Group. And now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Dr. Richa. Ma'am, please, you can start.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to pay my regards to all the esteemed guests here. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me and for giving me the opportunity of sharing my experiences with the Scotch Group. So, sir, I'll start with my presentation. My district is a famous tourist spot. It's a district Kullu. It has famous tourist spots like Tirthan Valley, Manali, Madhi, Rohtang Pass, so all comes under my district. So due to all these factors, there was a great challenge when this COVID-19 pandemic started. So during that time, if I'll start with the month of March, then it was the starting of peak tourist season in my district. So we had lots of tourists at that time, including the foreign tourists. Plus, there is a famous Gurudwara called Manikaran Gurudwara in my district. And the famous festival of the Sikh community, that is Hola Mohalla, that was also there during that time. So lots of people from Punjab, they were also coming to my district. And there were around 300 foreigners who were there in my district during this time. So we took very early steps even before the countrywide lockdown was announced. For example, we closed all our hotels on 19th of March. Then we have issued the notification banning all social gatherings as early as 17th of March, due to which we were able to, evacuate all the tourists who had come there. And it so happened in my district, like when the schools, first of all, when schools were closed even before the lockdown throughout the country, so people took it as Corona holiday, and so many people, so many families from nearby states, they come to the Kullu Valley. So we took timely actions and we closed the route to Manikaran Gurudwara. We closed all our religious institutions, and then we, by order, district, we closed all our hotels, homestays, so that in case the people are already there, so they can proceed to their houses. Another challenge which I could say we faced was that Kullu is very rich station. Like here, this Devta culture is very prominent. We have very famous international festival Kullu Dashera also. Almost in every village there is one demigod, and there are followers of that god. And people they usually engage in fairs, festivals, which leads to mass gatherings. So for this also we took very early steps. We took these people into confidence. Like we have a Kardar culture here. So all these devtas, they have the kardars, these that are the organizers of these devtas. So we held talks with the Kardar Association, and we closed all the small temples also. And we requested them that there will be no fairs and festivals. Like there is a local culture of dham here. Dham is community kitchen, you can call it. So there is a local culture of dham here. So we have stopped all those dhams, and these people cooperated with us. And another thing is that we very early took all the measures of identification of all the people who have foreign travel history, as well as who have come from other parts of this country. So for this, we took help of our dedicated team consisting of ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers, Panchayat secretaries. Like when we announced curfew, we actually announced curfew in our district, not the lockdown. On 24th of March, we announced curfew. So at that time, we engaged all our field functionaries to gather the information about the number of people who are present in our district from outside the country, as well as who have traveled outside the state. So we could gather the information of 327 people who came from abroad in Kullu, and 1,139 people who have come from outside the state. And this information we have gathered by ourselves only. So we put everybody under quarantine, and we formed a dedicated team of health officials and a surveillance team. Surveillance team consisted of a medical officer, a patwari, and a police constable. And we provided vehicles to this team, and these type of teams, they were formed in every subdivision of our district. So whenever they used to visit the house of these people, so even neighbors used to get alerted. Yes, this full-fledged team has come, so they have checked the person. So in order, we followed this strategy so that people should follow the strict home quarantine. In this way, we were able to complete the quarantine of these people. Other than that, we are still in this process. Whosoever is entering our district borders from hotspots or from outside the state, we are compulsorily putting all these people under home quarantine. And we have increased our testing capacity also, so that we may know that whether actually we have some corona case or not. Till now, we have done around 150 tests in our district. The thing is that we took some initiatives, like we have manned our borders very strongly. Kullu is surrounded by lots of other districts in our state. Like on one side, it is surrounded by Lahaul Spiti, on other Shimla. Then we have Mandi district. So it is surrounded by the other districts. So we have many entry points. So we have sealed all those entry points, and we have put up a very strong system at our borders. We always collected detailed information of every person who is entering into our district, including the time of the entry of that person, even the mobile number and identity of drivers of all the people accompanying them. Even in case of goods vehicle, we are collecting every such data, so that when that goods vehicle return or exit our borders, we should be knowing that whether same people are exiting, or they have left some other people in our district without our knowledge. So we are keeping that strong vigilance. So we have done this innovation. We have given it the name of COVID-19 Suraksha Kavach. It's like a kiosk. Basically, in many parts of the country, these type of kiosks, they are being used for sample collection. But we have modified it a bit. Like in our district borders, we have doctors who are doing the screening, as well as the police officials who are jotting down all the details of the people who are entering into our district. So we have made this chamber so that it will act as a natural protection for these frontline workers whenever they are doing this tedious job throughout the day. So in this way, they are protected from the direct contact of the people. And we are doing thermal screening as well as the pulse oximetry in all our borders. There are total 9 number of borders in our district. Then we have done this thing also from the very beginning. We have a regional hospital here. So in the campus of a regional hospital, we have established this kind of structure so that all the patients who are coming with the symptoms of fever, cold, cough, or ILI symptoms, they should remain separate from the other patients in the hospital. So we have established this kind of structure in our regional hospital campus so that the people with these kind of symptoms, they should visit only this area. And after that, throughout our state, we have established proper fever clinics also. But this was the first thing which we done initially in the month of March only. Plus, we have started telemedicine facility also, in order to prevent the unavoidable, in order to prevent the avoidable movement of people to the hospitals. So we have started telemedicine facility also in our district. Then we have fully established the quarantine centers in case we require them. So we have a capacity of around 655 beds in our quarantine centers. We also use some of them as relief camps also whenever the need arises. So we have made all the system in place. Plus, throughout the Himachal, actually, I have to say it's not just district Kullu. Throughout the Himachal, we have done active case finding campaign, and we have already completed this campaign. In this campaign, we have screened each and every individual in our district. So in this way, we have screened around 4,57,982 people in our district for these flu-like symptoms. And after screening these people, we got around 700 people with flu-like symptoms. We gave treatment to them. If they get recovered in 3 days, then it's okay. Otherwise, we took samples of all the people who didn't recover in 3 days after giving the normal treatment of fever, flu, etc. My district is very scattered district. It has very tough terrain. But in spite of that, we have started home delivery here. Even in the nearby villages, we have started home delivery of vegetables so as to prevent people from coming out for even the daily needs. So we have started home delivery of groceries, of fruits and vegetables, and even medicines. We are even procuring medicines from Chandigarh. If some patient needs some cancer medicine or some other high-end medicine, that we are even procuring that medicine for them from Chandigarh also. From Chandigarh, from Delhi, we are helping that much. And in this way, we have covered around 12,000 households through this home delivery system, and we are increasing this system day by day. And we are using even the small vehicles and autos for this home delivery system because my terrain is very tough. They are radies and other normal vehicles. They cannot usually go to the narrow streets. So we are using autos for this. And even we have ensured the supply of fresh milk to every resident of this district because here we don't have that problem. People, they keep cattle with them. So we have allowed the milkman with the proper screening to deliver the milk at the doorsteps of people. Apart from that, other things are already been provided, and we give usually curfew relaxation of 3 to 4 hours every day. So in this, during this relaxation, people can come out of their houses, but that too on foot. We do not allow vehicles. We allow vehicles only in case of emergency or medical emergency, or if they are coming from far off places, then only we allow them vehicles. Otherwise, we don't allow them to use vehicles in the market area. Then for the migratory laborers, we have first made all the database of all the migratory laborers that were stranded in my district. And then we released this helpline numbers. Till today, we have provided 1 month ration to around 18,000 people. So in this 1 month ration food packet, we are providing 10 kg of flour, 5 kg of rice, 3 kg of different, 1 kg each, 3 different kind of pulses, 1 liter of oil, 1 kg salt, and other spices. In the relief measures, we have activated all our NGOs, self-help groups. We have activated all of them. And as a result of which I would like to share with you, that even some of our help groups, they are stitching, self-help groups are stitching PPE kits also. So they have stitched around 100 such kits till now. So we have given training to them and they are doing this job very nicely. Plus all the self-help groups and ladies in our district, they are producing and stitching masks also. So we are not facing any shortage of masks due to its shortage in the general market, because we are producing our own mask and we are distributing it to our people. And we have also shared, in the very beginning, we had shared a video from the district administration with all the inhabitants in our district, which showed very easy way of making these masks. So people saw this video, they get trained, and then they are producing these masks. Even we are using these cotton made masks because we think they are more hygienic. You can wash them and reuse them. For generating awareness, again, we are also using our self-help group ladies. They are, as you can see in these pictures, they are painting very good slogans in our local language. And then in this way, they are doing IAC activity regarding Corona. Every vote is part of every public in a part of using own vigilance. We keep on to education. Aggregates, we are also aggregates for sterilization of plus we are using PrEP as a strict so orders the so now they are using them also for this sterilization purpose. They put sodium hypochlorite solution or bleaching powder solution in that, and then they are sterilizing the areas surrounding their houses, fields, or we are even using them for sterilizing our public places. And we have put a very effective system of law and order management. We are even using home guards for this purpose. And these are some of the details like how many FIRs have been done till now, how many vehicles have been seized. So this is just a deterrent for the people so that they follow the rules. Then we have also started a system of Thikri Pehra. Usually this kind of Pehra is Pehra by the villagers themselves. Like they give duties in rotation every night, every day in every part of the village in order to keep a vigil that who is entering into their village and who is exiting out of their village. We usually used to have this kind of Pehra during our forest fire season. So, but we have used it for fighting Corona also. We are calling it as, these people are keeping guard of their own villages. So we call it Thikri Pehra in local language here. So even you can see that this is a news item of a day before in which you can see even our villagers while doing their normal agricultural activities which are allowed as per the MHA guidelines. So they are following social distancing and using homemade masks. Some of the practices which we have used, we have told all our pharmacists that you have to give us the information of all the people along with the phone numbers who have approached you for the procurement of medicines of cough, cold, fever, etc. So they are sharing this information with us. And other thing is that we have identified separate parkings, as I've already mentioned, outside the limits of our urban area so that people should not bring their vehicles inside the market area, because in hills we have very congested markets, so that people can follow proper social distancing. So that's why we have taken this measure. And we have even thought about our stray cattle and stray dogs, because these days all the dhabas are closed, all the hotels are closed. So these stray dogs, they were becoming very aggressive because they were not getting food. So we have even deployed special teams, even people are contributing in this to feed these dogs so that they don't become very aggressive. And we have devised one system for our drivers, basically the goods drivers who are going out of the state every day and for providing essential services. So we have devised this software and we have generated, we called it a health permit for goods carriage vehicle driver. So whenever the driver goes out of our district, he has to undergo a mandatory this health checkup. In this, the doctor puts all the essentials like whether the person is suffering from diabetes, hypertension, or heart disease, and then the doctors give his remarks that whether the person is fit for in terms of COVID-19, whether the person is fit to move out or not. So he has to show this permit at the barrier to our policemen. Then only they allow the driver to move out. And we are also identifying isolated residential facilities for these drivers in case they want to stay away from their families. So we are identifying some isolated residential facilities. Now, for preparing the scenario after 3rd May, because we are expecting a large influx of people in our district from outside state, we have devised this mechanism. We have made village level committees consisting of either government employee like Asha worker, Anganwadi worker, whosoever is locally available in that village, plus 3 local people, local residents of that village, and 1 can be the elected ward member if that is present there. So, and after that, we have panchayat level committee consisting of Pradhan, Upradhan, Secretary or GRS, then BDO, then SDM, and then of course TC. So the role of these village level committees is that whenever they receive the information about any person who has entered into their village from outside the state, so they will gather information about that person. And these village level committees, they have identified some places where that person can be quarantined nearby his house only. So that the duty of providing food to that person will be taken by the family itself, and this village level committee will keep the vigil that the person follows the strict home quarantine of 14 days. So we have devised this mechanism. It has seen that people have the tendency to flock home quarantine. Like they'll meet their family members, they can even meet their neighbors, and after that, these people will go out, and there is a huge chance of spread of infection in this way. So we have devised this mechanism. We have yet to test this mechanism, that how successful it is. We'll be testing it after 3rd of May. As you know that there are lots of shepherds in the hilly areas, Gaddis, Gujars, who in winters they go to the lower areas, and in summers they come back to their areas. So in order to take care of these kind of shepherds flocks, we have engaged all our veterinary staff, and they are providing all the facilities and screening facilities to even the fish. I just want to end with this thing that till now we have been able to manage and keep our district green, district in the green zone, and we are hoping it to keep it green in future also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was very wonderful and encouraging presentation. Now we will go ahead and take some time for question now. So first, I would request Mr. Deepak Dalal sir to ask the question and have a discussion, sir. Sir, please.
Madam, now you can stop sharing your screen so that we can. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. First of all, you are doing a great job, and we can see the preparedness of your district. I have some questions. My first question is, how frequently is the fumigation and sanitization being done in your district? Number 1. Number 2, you have already mentioned the rural people are keeping an eye on their village boundaries, the movement. So are you using any technology, any drone or something like that, the use of technology for surveillance and monitoring? Number 3, about the distribution of food and essential services, is there any kind of malpractices you came across in your district in during the food supply, in kind of black marketing? If yes, then what measures have you taken to stop such acts? These are only 3 questions.
Okay, I'll answer them one by one. First of all, you have asked about fumigation and sanitization. In our urban areas, we are doing it twice daily. Like one time after the curfew, and then in the evening we are sanitizing all our streets and public places. And even in rural areas, people are sanitizing their market area. So we are doing it on a daily basis. And on our borders, we do sanitization thrice daily. Because there is a huge influx of vehicles and people at our borders. So we are sanitizing it thrice daily. And after that, you have asked about the technology being used for surveillance. Yes, we are using drone surveillance also to reach and to keep an eye to our remote areas. So we are using the drone technology. And other surveillance that we are using is, as I've already mentioned, we have already formed committees right up to the village level. So they are passing on the information to us, and they are also contributing into the surveillance. And third thing, you have asked about any malpractices. Yes, we have noticed some malpractices like price rise and hoarding, etc. So for that, we had issued a control order. And using that control order, our officials, they are doing regular inspections and regular chalaning. So after that, we are able to control the situation.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I would like request to Mr. Nirmal Bansa, sir. Please, sir, ask me your question, sir.
Say that it is wonderful thing which you people are doing, and we are in the safe hand, and your district population is also into the safe hand. The way that micromanagement you people are doing, the way the surveillance is happening is really heartening to know. I would like to understand few more things for the benefit of the other districts also, so that they can continue practicing the good practices which you have been doing. Number one, that what is the position of availability of the PPE kits, whether sufficiently available or not. Number two, you yourself have told that, okay, yours is a labor intensive industry, whether it's horticulture or the textile or the handloom or the power loom, where a lot of things are being woven there, or the weaving also. So how exactly you would be in a position to take care going forward? You are told, of course, that after 3rd of May, there will be certain things that you have made the committees and they will take care, but the influx of the a lot of population and social distancing, that time also, how exactly you will take care. Then we would like to understand that the government benefits through the Anganwadis, the PDS, the take-home ration, or the portion, or the ICDS things, how exactly these are happening? Are you facing any challenges or not? And I'm sure that your testing facilities which you are saying, these are in lines, whether you are sending it to Chandigarh or whether nearby laboratories, these are being taken care of, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Sir, may I know your, yes, sir. May I know your first question, sir? Sorry, I skipped that.
Was on these PPE kits.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, we have sufficient number of PPE kits because till now we have not encountered any positive case. So we have a sufficient stock of PPE kits. We have procured it also, and as I have already mentioned, even our self-help groups, they are stitching some of the PPE kits which can be used for our Safai Karamcharis and other frontline workers. For doctors, we are using the proper PPE kits only. And so till now we have sufficient stock, and we have demanded more also, and because we are preparing in case some cases come. So right now we are in a comfortable position. About the labor intensive industry which you have mentioned, yes, in Kullu the horticulture is a labor intensive industry, and we are not expecting any inflow of laborers in near future, because most of our laborers for this purpose they used to come from Nepal. Because I don't think so that things will be so relaxed in the near future that even the people from other countries can come here. So we are not expecting much labor inflow. So therefore, keeping that thing in mind, we are preparing a labor database, the labor that is already available in our district as well as in the neighboring district, so that in case of emergency, we can use that labor also for our horticulture purpose. Plus, we are decentralizing this whole process. Instead of 1 or 2 mandis, we are identifying spaces and places to decentralize this whole structure, to have mandis at multiple places in order to ensure social distancing when the season will come, because it will start from July onwards, so that we'll be in a better and comfortable position to handle all this. Plus, we are also activating our self-help groups in order to do the food processing in case we will not be able to send all our produce to the other markets. We're also activating them so that they can make some jams or pickles out of this. Plus, we are also coordinating with our state agency, that is HPMC, that is a marketing committee, so that they can also take this food produce from us in case of emergency and do some food processing of all the foods. So we are in that process, sir. Other thing about Anganwadis, we are delivering take-home rations at the doorsteps of people. Our Anganwadi workers, they have already distributed ration for 15th of April, till 15th of April. So for 15 days, we are giving them at the doorstep of the people. So we are not facing any problem in this case. Even the midday meal ration, we are supplying that also to the students. Other thing about the testing, so we are sending our samples to IGMC Shimla, it's a medical college at Shimla. So we have been given that center for sending our samples, and we are procuring the sufficient number of viral medias as per our need, and then we are taking samples and sending those.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I would like to request Mr. D.V. Panda, sir. Sir, please ask your question, sir.
Thank you. I must at the outset congratulate you for managing within the green zone for till this date. But given the situation that you have in your district, because you have a unique situation in terms of the terrain, distribution of population, and vis-a-vis the challenges related to that. You have explained quite a bit of it. But the certain issues like you have tribal villages for 2A, and you have a Gujars who are nomadic or semi-nomadic in India. How do you attend to them? Then the other aspect that I am told that Kullu has a very famous and very, one of the largest weekly market gathering there. So how do you manage this kind of a gathering over there? And if I have to ask you as to suppose on 3rd of May, God willing, if everything goes right or otherwise, do we have a district level a kind of a projectized approach on to adjust to all situations as they come to us? And do we have a kind of a roadmap in terms of how much infrastructure you need, how much supplies you need, medicine and all that? These things are some of the issues which is worrisome, especially for your district, because you have too small population but too thinly widespread. Reaching out is a large problem. So, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as I've already mentioned about the nomadic population, we have taken special care of them. We have even arranged vehicles for them, because whenever this temperature rises, so that is not good for sheep. So these people, some people, they approached us like our sheep are in suppose nearby district of Mandi, and till this time we used to come back to our place, but due to lockdown, it's getting delayed. So we have arranged special vehicles, special trucks for them so that they can reach to their destination place. We have managed that, and we are providing all the veterinary services also to them. So till now we have not faced any such kind of issue with respect to the nomadic population that we have. Other thing is that, as I have already mentioned, my main season will start from July onwards. Right now in Mandis, I basically have the rush of peas. Like it's a very good pea producing district. So we are managing that very well. We are taking care of social distancing also. And then our produce is even going to the nearby states of Punjab and Haryana also. So right now we are in a comfortable position. Initially we faced some hiccups because our vehicles were not being allowed in the other districts initially, but after having proper coordination with the officials, with the administration there, this issue has been resolved. And as I've already mentioned, for preparing ahead, we have identified separate places. We decentralized our whole mandi system. We have mandis at multiple locations so as to ensure social distancing. For example, we'll divide few places for like these mandis will have apple only. These mandis will have apricot only. So we are devising that system. Plus, we are encouraging this electronic marketing system also, which is called eNAM, because most of our purchasers in the mandi are from other countries also, like a number of people from Nepal also procure apple from here. So in order to facilitate them, we are strengthening the system so that sitting there only, they can do this marketing. About the medicines and other availability of stuffs and preparation for the situation or scenario after 3rd May, when we'll have huge influx of people. So we have identified different health centers. We have segregated them. Like we have segregated them for asymptomatic positive patients, then symptomatic positive patients, and serious patients. For serious patients, we have identified a nearby district medical college. It's in the district Mandi, which is called Nechok Medical College. So we'll shift all our very serious patients there. And for symptomatic patients, we have, where we are not taking normal patients right now. We have segregated that, and we have
I think there is a network issue there.
I think there's a network issue.
No issue. We will wait for 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
I will ask Mr. Panda, sir, what is your take after going through the presentation made by the DC? What do you think the preparedness of the Kullu district?
Kullu district, I must congratulate and see that given the challenges in the unique situation of the district, both topographically and otherwise, so they have taken steps. But there are areas which may eventually come as a challenges. So for that kind of a situation, strategically, one has to proactively think of some of the issues that may arise. So that is one thing she has already said that she has projected some aspects of it. But as I see that, you see, reaching out people still late for treatment or anything or for that kind of medicine supply is still a challenge because of the terrain and the distance. So it needs a very good, suitable and matching supply of medicines and information gathering, surveillance, and also as well as transport system to attend to the exigencies. But one thing I would request the DC to tell us that given the situation of the district is so unique, had they faced any special challenges which is not faced otherwise, and how they have addressed them?
The district specific challenge. I think we lost the connection with DC. And
Right.
so far, I think most of the queries have been answered by the
Yes.
DC. So if panel permits, Mr. Bansal, can we conclude the session?
I think we lost the connection, no problem. So she has very well conducted it, and she has given all the insight of the things. And we are very happy that good things are happening there. And thanks for inviting us for this webinar. I look forward many more to come. And it's really insight we are getting that what's happening throughout the country. Thanks.
Okay, so on this behalf of Scotch Group, I again thank you for your time, and I also thank DC ma'am for making such a informative presentation. So thank you everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, everyone. Bye, Bansal Saab.
Bye, sir. Bye.